And you know, yeah. And you know, man, like all my years, like man, you know, man, it's a lot that let's just say, you know, it's a lot that the world was aware of before I was. You feel me? It's a lot that they knew. A lot of things old to them, but it's new to me. You know, being like a baby and you know, it's a lot of things that I learned and found out. You know, and you know, it really confirms, you know, everything that I thought. You know, as far as, you know, and it lines in perfect sense. Like, I mean, and it's like, I think, man, all the way from my childhood all the way to now, it's a whole lot of coincidences and stuff that's no longer coincidences and stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's like that missing piece had been finally filled. You know, like I found out personally. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even know about my anointing until like 17. But I knew it was something around about, like, I want to say it was about probably around 14. It was 13 or 14, you know, and I didn't really know. I didn't really know what it was. You feel me? But I knew it was something. I couldn't put my finger on it, and God did it on purpose for you know, good reason though. You know, because, you know, a lot of stuff my heart couldn't take. You know, especially at that age with everything else I was going through. So it's just like, it was rough for me, and I just didn't understand. You know. But then I understand. I mean, you know, I mean, it's a lot, you know, to situations and things, you know. But like I said, man, I was young. The devil declared war on me, you know, because I was blessed by God, and and everything else I pretty much confirmed the reality. I just didn't know, you know, the fullness of it. You feel me? I didn't know the fullness of it. And, you know, tribute to all, you know what I'm saying, God's angels, man. You know, everybody that, you know, all of God's servants, you know what I'm saying, that, you know, left too soon, you feel me? And such. So it's like, you know, it's awesome though, man. But now I understand why, you know, certain entities' influence has been like on my back so hard, you know what I'm saying? It's crazy, man. I'm like, well, if it's this obvious, you know, if I'm just now learning, you know, new parts, you know, and stuff, like new aspects, and it's like, well, people already knew the whole time, you feel me? Then it's like, man, they already knew this whole time. Then what's been, you know what I'm saying? Like, how has it been still happening? I don't know, man. Because me personally, like, I don't really find, you know, I don't really, you know, hold no, like, it don't bother me personally, like, as far as, like, I've been with God the whole time, and I still am. You know, the Antichrist, you know, the beast and all that, you know, the devil, the workers of the devil, they've been on me, chasing me, you know what I'm saying, on my back, like, literally, because, you know, I was like, my destiny, I was destined to be more. Like, it was, you know what I'm saying, I always knew it, though. I knew with my talent and everything, I'm like, yeah, I definitely shouldn't be in rags. I had a feeling, but then, you know, it's new information that, you know, confirmed that feeling that I had all along. And then it also confirmed, like, a lot of childhood experiences, man. Like, it's times where, like, I knew at a certain point in my childhood, like, I didn't understand. Like, it's like, before a certain point in my childhood, all I knew was, like, internally, all I knew was, like, happiness. You know, where, I mean, I still had times of, you know, like, you know, low times and things, because I struggled with acceptance and all that kind of stuff. You know, it just was hard for me to just, I don't know, belong, you feel me, and things. That's how I felt, you know. And but most times it was like constant glee. Like, I always, like, it was just something that just kept me rooted. I had that happiness, and I had that joy, that sense of peace and hope. What it was a future, and it was things around it, and it just had me feeling, like, it made me feel like, you know what I'm saying, I was loved. And there even was fragrances that somehow accompanied that. I'm not real quite sure, but it was great. And, you know, that was just life as I knew it. You know what I'm saying? All I knew was glee, happiness. You know, just, I felt like everything was promising, man. I had a good future, and, you know what I'm saying, like all that. And then just one day, man, like at some point, I don't know if it was just a day or it was longer, or it just was some point in my life, like in my childhood, it's like all that was just like taken away. Like as I ain't really know or understand what happened. Like it's like I just, it's like a darkness just like fell over and encompassed my whole life. And I ain't understand at the time, you feel me? Like I ain't really know. And it was rough for me ever since, and now I see why now, all these places, people and things, you know what I'm saying? It's like now they've been like encompassing my life, man, because they jealous. Like it's weird because it's like it all makes sense now, man. I still fear no evil though, I still stay with Jesus. You know what I'm saying? I know I'm secured, I'm covered on even, massive levels, and there's things, you know what I'm saying? I ain't really worried about nothing like that. But and now with the persecution makes sense though, you know what I'm saying? Like, and so it's really structures that control, at this point the structures control, and it's not really the people they put in front of it, but it's like everybody that's, in the back, and they control all the activity of everything. And so at this point, I'm not saying that's what was, but it's likely, but yeah, man, it's just want people to know that appreciate, everything, everybody, and a lot of stuff I ain't know, you feel me? Because I just was too young to understand. I was way too young to understand, but other people that they understood, you feel me? They understood and observed, but just like a lot of things didn't get the chance to really, like flourish and go into fruition because it was like interrupted, like mercilessly, you feel me? And that's how we know reality, and that's all I know, man. So, but now it makes sense, you know what I'm saying? That's why my life been getting chased by certain nouns, you feel me? Because they been attacking my art, lying on my art so hard. Like I realize now, that's why, you know what I'm saying? They it's like it's people that's insecure with their own success that and they was envious of other people's success, let's say, and then they try to constantly, it's just weird like that, you know what I mean? But now I get why I'm so under attack though, man. Like, man. So I really did have like a promising future, you know what I'm saying? But it was like coincidentally removed before it could have got like that, it was interrupted. And it wasn't really nothing there after that would propel me in that direction. You feel me? And that's pretty much kind of what happened. And it makes sense now. And I feel like it's something that society didn't want me to understand. Or it just wasn't time for me to understand like a lot, but yeah, man, in addition to everything else, man, I told you, man, like I told people, man, like my life has always, it's like a constant tragedy, man. It's always some tragic stuff happening, like as far as whether it's revelations or it's just inconveniences, and it's like it's from every day, like it's like every so often it be like from one day to the next, it's just heartbreak after heartbreak after heartbreak. That's what my life is. That's what I've known so far. It's just been like, heartbreak after heartbreak, pain after pain after pain after pain. But nobody can't say, oh, no suffering, bro. Man. But yeah, man. So I feel like a lot of people would be proud of me, man, if they were still around. You feel me? But yeah, man, it's certain information that a lot of people probably thought I've been knew or expected me to know. But in all reality, I just only know it on April 20th, 2020. My first time ever, like, understanding, certain things. And so that's how I, another day in my life, man. But for those that follow me and love God, yeah, stay encouraged, stay up, still in it, still doing God's business. And don't plan on stopping no time soon. As long as God got me, yeah, still writing, got some good stuff coming still. Yeah, man, but you check out my platforms, you can see, yeah, I'm still, like, yeah, I got my micro poetry and everything. And, at this point, after some new information, man, I've just, just revelations came from God. Pretty much, that's the only way you can understand anything. God give you knowledge. So, on today, God found it suitable to allow me to understand something that's been obvious the whole time, but not to me. So, it's like, well, I understand now. So, at this point, man, it makes me look back on, like, all the things I've been writing, like the micro poetry, heavily persecuted. I didn't understand why these people were so, like, obsessed with tearing down my legacy. You feel me? I did not understand, like, why these people was lying on me, trying to overshadow me with other people. You know what I'm saying? Talking, lying on my art, my content, talking about it's biting when it ain't, and, just doing all this stuff that people see clearly not true. So I'm like, I ain't understand why that was, trying to take my trademarks, and it's like just been like a real live heavy thing on my life, and now it makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Feel me? It makes sense, and it's a lot of like questionable stuff. So it's like, it's weird, man. I didn't understand though, but I had a water cleared on me, man, as a baby. Like, that junk is wild. Somebody saw that I was blessed by God, and then from that point on, my life was over. At that very moment, it was over. Age 3 or 4, I never made it past technically. You know what I'm saying? In God's sight, I never made it past. And for that that's a real reason. It's a reason for that. So, man, that junk rough. And, it's like, of all, you know what I'm saying? It's like always the worst stuff be happening to me, man. Like, I ain't gonna lie, man. People out there, they got persecuted, talking about they trying to beat me and all that. But no. You don't want that. Feel me? You don't want that. Trust me, man. Like, feel me? Not to be in my shoes. You don't want that, you know what I'm saying? At all. Because it's always the heaviest heartaches that you know what I'm saying? But I don't complain though. Because like I say, man, suffering for Christ. And that's what all this was. You know what I'm saying? All this was persecution for Christianity, really. And it's an ongoing situation. I don't know how much further to go now that now that those that were doing this are aware that I know what they did, and then they're aware that I know why they're pursuing and hunting my life. And now that I know that, then everybody who have sense, you know what I'm saying, it's sense enough to like just understand my words, then, you know what I'm saying, they'll know it. So it's like, well, it's people that love me on all sides. So I'm like, well, man, well, I understand what you already understood, but I didn't understand then. So it's like, yeah, man, it's something, it's really something. But but now I understand that, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I know I wasn't crazy, you feel me? I knew it was a time, you feel me, in my life, in my youth maybe. You know what I'm saying? It was a time in my life, or my youth maybe, that I was supposed to like it was supposed to be better. You know what I'm saying? Like, things were supposed to be better for me. And, I wasn't supposed to be like in rags. And I knew it. You feel me? I knew it was something I didn't know specifically. I'm like, well, maybe I'm just thinking too hard, overthinking it. Like, nah, this was real. And then it was right in front of my face. And then I didn't even really understand it, But, still though, in humility and in love and then in humbleness, you know what I'm saying, I still chose to follow the cross. It's tragedies, through the heartaches and sufferings and pains, still follow the cross. All the power invested through me, invested in me through Christ, God had gave me as a way and an instrument to positively impact the world. And, with my talent, or make a difference somewhere with my talent. And so, by that being stopped, you know what I'm saying, violently, or however, whoever did it, or whoever allowed these things to happen to my life, it's really, they stopped, they did that for, against humanity, you know what I'm saying? So it ain't nothing on me, you feel me? Like, as far as like my conscience and everything, I can technically, like, I understand that, I did my best for God, with what I had. And it's like, they knew the best that was possible, so they interrupted it, because they saw where it was headed, apparently. And it's like that, you know what I mean? So I mean, me knowing that, then it's like, well, they saw and knew where it was headed. But yeah, man, I just think, man, way back then, I see where a lot of people try to like, cause in my youth, man, something like I said, something happened. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like my world just got dark. You feel me? But I ain't never understood it. Cause before that point, all I knew was like just glee, and just I felt that sense of hope, I guess, you know what I'm saying? Hope like in a physical sense. Like, I mean, I always got hope spiritually, but I felt like a different kind of hope that left, you feel me? And it left and it was gone forever. And I didn't understand at the time, you know what I'm saying? And then like everything come together now. So it's like, wow, it's like, man, like, well, you gotta, I mean, just forgive me though. I'm just a dumb baby. You got excuse me, I'm just a dumb baby. I didn't know a lot of stuff or the depth of the situation, of like the attack I was under in my young years. Others knew, so then it's like, well, dang, it's messed up. But you learn, you get stronger, man. You try to do more for God. And that's what my life mainly just been consistent of all the way to now, Yeah, man. It's rough. I realized though, man, that John rough, man. Be like, dang, man, I knew it was more. Yo, man, my faith standing, feel my faith remain. And that's what it is, man. Just the lengths people go, man, to preserve things from God. You feel me? That shows you the world, the state of the world. And you realize like how hard people went, man, like against God. And it shows you like, well, I mean, the Bible says the rest of it. You feel me? How hard, things went against God. It's like, man, we was very, very disadvantaged. But not entirely, as you see, God is all powerful, Alpha and Omega. God is cool, man. God is smooth, man. Like, I'm telling y'all, I wish everybody knew him, man. God is like coolest, man. He like I say, man, he made man in his own image. You want to see God, man, you look at your brethren. You say, that's why he said, how can a man love God but hate his brethren? You know what I'm saying? And God made man in his own image. So that's what it is. When you looking at your brethren, you're looking at God, and it's just awesome, man. And woman is a part of the man. Feel me? Come out the rib. Women were created from man, the ribs, So that's what it is. Think about it, So that John rough, man. But it's a lot of people that gave me comfort through the years. I noticed, because they knew before I knew, but I didn't understand. But I knew that certain people cared about me, and then they showed me love. That I never forget that. I didn't know why Now I know why. Feel me? But I'm like, yeah. I was under a lot of persecution. I ain't know it. But I'm like, man, like I say, man, I ain't making no bed in the earth. You feel me? That ain't what I'm here for. So I'm just here to do the will of the Lord. So I'm like, well, just keep my story lit, man. Feel me? Like, even when my time is over, it comes to an end, comes to a close, God bring it to it. It's like, just don't, what I'm saying? I'm like, I want to be known for just doing the work of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? That's that's how I want to live my life. That's how I want to live my life, you know. Just I want to be known for doing things for God in the godly way. So I'm like, you know, just don't let my story die, man. I got all my recordings. I've been posting them lately from way back. People see the things I was going through way back then. You know, I didn't understand it. You know, I was being hunted like an animal. You know, everything was being like just, you know what I mean? You know, my stories go in detail, man. My testimonies, then my poetry and my quotes is trifecta. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's all together is my testimony witness to Jesus. You know, which is valuable in Christianity, having one of those. And that's what it all is collectively, my body of work. Testimony witness to Jesus, but at the same time, it's my art too, you know, because I'm a literary type. And you know what I mean? Like, I made a lot of people proud, you feel me? I love everybody. You know what I'm saying? Everybody that knew this before me, God bless you. You know, just whoever cared during the times when I was just too young to defend myself, too young to understand what was going on, nowhere near able to even comprehend what was going on, you know. Yeah, I didn't know a lot, man. Just yeah, man. Yeah, I can bounce back though, man. You know, feel me? Certain things, like I mean, you know, just, you know what I'm saying, like I say, man, just keep me prayed up. You know, I've been actually going through for years, almost since I was born. You know, just been going. That's what my life is, going through. But for the Lord's sake, so that's fine. I mean, I got times of goodness though. I ain't gonna lie, you know, it's times of, and just being in God's presence 24/7. God is like always here, like right here, close up on me, all the time. Like, God is like always there, you know. Like, He never leaves me. He always there. And so that's why I find like tranquility in the Lord, man. I mean, so counting that, you know, I never have pain. You know what I'm saying? You go through things though in life, you know, but yeah, man, it's a lot that's happened that I didn't even have knowledge of or understanding of until later, you know what I'm saying, my later years. And that's, you know, how it played out. So I'm like, well, top of everything else, feel me? I'm gonna add this to the pile of things to heal from. You feel me? Things I gotta heal from section.